What is shaking, everybody? It's time to talk a little Sharks hockey with a good friend of mine, former coach and now color commentator for the San Jose Sharks, Drew Remenda. We're not joined by the dog today, but we got the bunny.
The bunny's
We got the bunny. Bunny's not super thrilled, so I'm going to put Bunny down.
Bunny does not want to be on camera.
No, Bunny's like, let me get down. Let me go wreak some havoc, mess some shit up. And I should let everybody know that today's show with Drew Remenda is sponsored by Fieldwork, the official non-alcoholic craft beer of the San Jose Sharks. And for those of you that are thinking, I like non-alcoholic beer, or maybe you don't. Maybe you want something with a little more lead in it. Well, they have that there as well. And guess what they have now? They unveiled it for the first time against the Calgary Flames. It's Toffoli time. There you go. It's a 5% Pilsner. It's really nice. Got the Shark logo on the back. Very, very sweet. Had a couple of those this past game. So I will, might as well open it. I mean, it is. I hate when people say, oh, it's noon somewhere. Like if it's 11:30, you can't drink. Like, put on your big boy pants, okay? No, who cares? Noon somewhere, noon wherever. I don't know.
And he got his 300th goal.
Yes.
The night they unveiled that. That's awesome.
No, it's very cool. I mean, I thought he was going to get one early. He had a great look early. Yeah, exactly. Just completely like, oops. I will say though, before we get, now that we're on that, and again, you could have gone to Fieldwork yesterday and got 50% off your first draft beer or non-alcoholic beer because Tyler scored. Anytime Tyler scores, he's on the scoring sheet, whether it's assist or a goal, you get 50% off at any Fieldwork. So, and I'm not going to say any participating Fieldwork because they're all participating. I hate when that happens. Hey, get 3 free this that you're participating. And you go and they go, oh, we're not participating. You're like, well, we're doing what? What? I got to look around to find the ones that are participating. So anywho, have you seen? I mean, you have. I know you have. And I can't even remember, Drew, the person who made the pass on Goodrow's first goal against the Flames. I don't know if I've ever seen a pass off the boards that worked so perfectly. It was just like ping, ping, goal. It happened so quick. It was incredible.
Yeah. Originally thought it was going to be offside. Going to be icing.
Yeah. That's what I thought. How come it wasn't?
Because Ostapchuk at the blue line tipped it.
Oh, okay.
At the far at the Flames blue line.
Yeah.
And both the Calgary defensemen thought like we thought, that's icing. Barclay Goodrow, who is a 2-time Stanley Cup winner, knows what winning looks like.
Yeah.
He keeps going. Puck bounces beautifully, and boom, it's in the net. It's fantastic. Like I said, I wasn't sure why it wasn't, but then we got the replay. I was after Randy, and this is what really made me mad, is that Randy discovered what had really happened and why it wasn't called an offside or an icing. And that made me mad because I'm supposed to be the expert. I'm supposed to see everything. And he's getting enough accolades lately for all his great calls. So I was kind of pissed off and a little jealous about it. And so then we got the replay and showed it. And but it's amazing when things are working for you, right? When you're skating, when you're moving, when you're going after the puck and you're not letting off the gas, good things happen. So I'm glad for Barclay too. Barclay's he's a guy who's one of those guys that consistently gives you everything he's got every time he's on the ice.
He had a heck of a game.
Oh, he's so good.
A heck of a game. It just
one of my favorites.
And so let's go back to the previous game, the Pittsburgh game. Now, unfortunately for me, I didn't get to enjoy it like everyone else. I didn't get to enjoy it live, which would have been obviously better because you're thinking 5-1, this game's over. Let's just try to see if maybe we can make it look respectable. I was actually at Brent Jones Hall of Fame, and he got inducted into the 49er Hall of Fame, so I was there, and I heard I was going to watch it when I got home, but by the time I got home, everybody was like, oh, did you see it? So I couldn't watch it. But I got to watch it now. I mean, just wow. Well, I mean, you certainly don't expect to ever. You know what it reminded me of? And people didn't get this, Drew. It reminded me of the miracle on Manchester. When the Kings beat now that was in the playoffs, and that was 5-0 going into the into the third. But you just don't see deficits like that get eaten up in the NHL. You just don't. But what was that like as you're calling it? And at what point did you think, hey, they got a shot here? Because it was 5-1 with about 13 minutes left, I think.
Yeah. At 5-3, I looked at Randy and went, and it's interesting when you listen to Randy's call, the 5-2 goal, you go,
yeah.
He said 5-3 picks it up a little bit. And then on that 5-3 goal, I went, And then the interesting part about it is Will gets hurt. Will Smith gets hurt. Macklin goes after Weatherspoon. Macklin's in the penalty box, and the Sharks have the man advantage, and they get the goal. And it's a greasy, grimy, get to the front of the net goal. Okay.
Yep.
And then Macklin comes out with, let's go. Everybody, we're doing this. Owen Nolan pointed out, because Owen Nolan was doing the commentary with Danny Rizanowski, he pointed out that when Macklin went after Weatherspoon, he looked at our bench, Owen did, and our whole bench was up, standing up, excited. You know, it was 5-1 still there at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of started rolling from there. And then it goes 5-4, and you've been in it. You've been in leagues professionally.
Both sides.
Yeah, exactly. When you can feel it moving in your direction and you can feel it going against you. And when it's going against you, there's not much you can do about it. Plus also the Sharks had a little bit of a mental advantage where Pittsburgh had been giving up third period leads. Mm-hmm. And in fact, you know, we come back on them. And then the next day they gave up a 3-goal third period lead in the third to lose.
That's right. They did.
Yeah, so they were starting to feel that, just the mental pressure of it. And then the great thing is, you know, when they got 5-5, first of all, Macklin's one-timer goal, beautiful. Then he's shooting now. Then it gets 5-5, and going into overtime, you've got the momentum. And right off the bat, we part the seas, and in comes Raquel. And we don't talk about it very much, but Askarov makes a very good save off of a difficult play.
Did.
And then it's kind of not as great. Well, then I jumped ahead. We got to go back to the post, right?
Yeah, the post.
Yeah,
there's so much that happened in that third period.
It doesn't doink and go in. It doesn't doink and go to the side. It goes doink and comes straight back out, and bang, we take it and we get going the other way again, and we end up scoring. But that's the moment where, okay, we're winning this game. But then Klingberg and Graf and Celebrini, they do such a great job checking to get that puck in the overtime. And then Klingberg smartly takes off. He's gone. Macklin's already moving as well. But you can hear me, and every once in a while, that's the coach gets out of me. You can hear me go, give it to him. And actually, Klingberg talked to John after, and John said the next day when he said, we watched it, everybody said to me, and the players, we listened to your call. I went, no, you listened to Randy's call. Because Randy was fantastic at that. But John said, I heard you go, give it to him. He goes, that was the right play. I was open. I wanted it. He said to me, John said to me when he made that pass to Macklin, so he makes the move on Crosby and then makes the pass to Macklin. He's expecting Macklin after the last 2 goals that he's just going to drill it. He said, but then he saw that he put it kind of behind him and he couldn't. So he said, that's when I had to open up and try to get ready for the pass. And he goes, and I can't believe he got it to me. It was such a great pass. Yeah, it's an amazing comeback. It does so much for a team. It does so much for the camaraderie of a team and the confidence, but it also endorses what the coach said to them.
Yeah.
We never give up in this room. And that's what he said to them. And it was amazing. Yeah.
I won't say this does more for the team than that, because that's equity in the bank. When stuff like that happens, you can draw on that. You say, hey, we've actually been here before. We've done this. We know it's not likely, but it's possible. Let's keep grinding and see where the hell this thing goes. But when Witherspoon put the hit on Smith, and then Eklund comes over to him and kind of gives him the cursory, I don't know if it was like a Swedish hello or whatever. Like, hey, you know what? That wasn't super cool. You really shouldn't do that. And then he skates away, and Celebrini like, no, that wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
that deserves more than that. So this is like
Yeah.
a 19-year-old goes over there. This is like your franchise player goes over there and says, let's go. That's fucking bullshit. That's chicken shit, whatever shit you wanted to use.
Yeah.
He got in his face, and they started throwing gloves a little bit. I mean, it wasn't a huge fight, but just the fact that your guy who's young, it goes over there and says, let's go. That was BS. That to me was like the moment of the game. And that to me carries over because I'm a vet on this team and I see him doing that. I'm like, let's go.
Ryan Reeves, who has been so good for the Sharks this year, in the room, on the ice, everywhere. He's an amazing individual. I asked him early in the season. This is a guy who's been around the NHL for a long time. He's with the Sharks. He's probably going to get the Sharks keep him. He's going to get 1,000 games. I asked him about culture. Why is culture important? And I'm paraphrasing here, but he said, you can't win if you don't love each other. You can't win if you don't stick together. You can't win if you're not one with your brothers in this room. And that was a moment where the culture of the San Jose Sharks, and it's taken some time, as we know.
Yeah.
But you can see the culture be a real thing. It be something that is palpable, something that is you see the evidence of it, something that you can kind of reach out and touch it. Yeah, okay, I get it now. I get what culture means. Because we throw culture and identity around, and they're two different things when it comes to sports. Identity is how you play, what you do on the forecheck, what you do on your back check. How are you a physical team? Are you a fast team? Are you a high scoring team? Culture is what are you guys like with each other in that room? How are you holding each other accountable? Are you holding each other accountable? What are you doing for your teammate? When I was assistant coach in 93, 94, and that team changed, from a 71 loss team to going to the playoffs.
Yep.
The culture of that team was, and Jamie Baker said it all the time, is that once the coach is able to step back and the players take over, and I imagine you've experienced this, that's the best type of culture because you don't want to let your teammate down. You're sitting beside this guy. You can't come in and go on, I didn't give everything I've got that game because I was kind of tired. That's not a winning culture. The Sharks are developing a winning culture because they care for each other. They love each other. They want to play for each other. And that's more powerful than a coach putting the X's and O's up on the board.
No, I don't think there's any doubt about that. I mean, the young guys, it's just this to me was supposed to be what they look like maybe next year.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say they're a full year ahead of. This could have been 3 months from now, but it just seems to be gelling nicely. The young guys are playing really well. They're winning games that are 2-1. They're winning games that are 6-5. They're winning games in OT. I mean, they're just finding ways to win games. That's always the mark of a good team. You can win either way. Whatever way the game goes, we're going to have a chance to win this game. So, and I think, look, Smith and Eklund and Macklin are the guys, and Askarov are going to be the guys that everyone knows. And then Makhmudulin, of course. I didn't know this guy when Smith got hurt. Is it Chernisov or how do you pronounce his name? Chernisov, Igor Chernisov. Like, I didn't know he was like a second round. There's another young guy that they have on the team that I don't know much about and where he kind of fits into the landscape of this year and maybe into the future.
They've got big hopes for Igor. Played in the KHL a couple of years just as a very, very, very young player. And then came over to play with Saginaw last year with Misa. He is, as you saw, big, strong. He takes the puck to the net. He extends plays in the offensive zone, protects the puck really well. They've got high hopes for him. He's pulling. I think he's over a point a game guy with the Barracuda. I broadcast about 3 or 4 Barracuda games so far this year. And every time he's a guy you notice. He's great. I've got a thing for the Russians, man. I love the Russians. They're so much fun. They're so funny. And it's nice too because you got Dmitry Orlov, you got Yaroslav Askarov, you got Shakir Mukhmadulin, you got Igor Chernyshov now. they've got somebody that they can converse with. You got Klingberg and Eklund and Wenberg. That's great. You've got that Swedish connection, and Timothy Liljegren as well. And then you've got this next group of young guys and old guys and motley crew, and it's a lot of fun right now. But Chernyshov is a guy that they have got high hopes for, and the Sharks have done a great job drafting and developing these players, and they're going to let him develop a little bit more, but he's going to get the opportunity. I thought was really good too, Tommy, was Ryan Warsawski giving Igor the chance to be on with Macklin Celebrini and Colin Graff. You put those types of players. There's no use bringing an offensive-minded player up from the AHL and putting him on the fourth line and playing 7 minutes. He's an offensive player. He's got great offensive instincts and talent. That's what his strengths are. That's why you drafted him. So he puts him up with Macklin and says, go to work.
Tell me a little bit about Colin Graff, because we haven't talked a lot about him, but I seem to notice him when he's playing. Like, look, in all honesty, over the past few years, I haven't been as in tune with the Sharks just because it's basketball season and all that. And let's be honest, the Sharks weren't great, so they're fun. They're fun to watch this year. So I was like, okay, whatever they do record wise, these guys are fun. So it's fun to watch them. But long story short, I'm starting to learn some of these guys a little bit now, and starting to, back with the old Sharks, they'd skate and you'd go, I know who that is. I don't even see his number. You know who he is. You watch him so much. I like this guy. This guy seems, I don't know, he seems to jump off the TV at me. Like when I watch, I always notice him. So what is it about him that I'm noticing that you notice?
Well, he's got a high hockey IQ, and we say that about a lot of players, but he played in Quinnipiac. The Sharks got him, and he played against Macklin and Will in college. When asked about that, his first couple of games, he said, what was it like playing? When he was asked what was it like playing against those two, he said annoying, which I thought was a beautiful answer. The other thing was funny was that he's one of the Sharks' best penalty killers. He's a very smart guy, as I said, top penalty killer. In college, he never killed penalties. And so he goes up to the AHL with John McCarthy in the Barracuda, and he plays and for Ryan Warsawski, and they put him on the penalty kill, and he does great. So after a little while on the PK in the professional ranks, he phoned his coach at Quinnipiac and said, how come you never put me on the penalty kill? I'm killing penalties in the NHL. How come you never put me on? Coach, I don't know. I don't know why we didn't put you on there. He's a really smart player, always moving his feet. He reminds me of Logan Couture, because Logan Couture always had I always kind of laugh at this statement, and this is something that broadcasters say. He's got a great stick. Hey, great stick, great stick. But you never break it down to why has he got a great stick. The reason he's got a great stick is because he's always leading with it. He's always got the stick in the stick handling range of the puck carrier. He's always got his stick on the puck. He always plays off the kind of the inside hip pocket of a player and gets his stick in all the time. Knocks down pucks. He intercepts passes. He's able to get pucks to the net, and if he gets to the chance, he's able to get the rebound. He's got a good set of hands and great eye-hand coordination. But the biggest thing for him is that he's always moving his feet and getting in the right position. He came to camp this year. He was in and out last year, played with the Barracuda for a while, and played for the Sharks. He's back and forth. And he came to camp this year, one goal in mind. I'm making the Sharks right off the bat, and this is how I'm going to do it. Came in, and as every young player has to get in better shape, has to get stronger, has to find a way to be quicker, has to find a new way to make the coaches notice. Well, Colin's gone from, in and out of the lineup last year to third line, second line, top line. And the reason is because he makes things happen. He's always involved in the play. He does very little wrong in his game, and you only have to tell him once.
Well, you love having those type of players out there, because look, you're going to have, if this thing goes as we think it might go, you're going to be a Macklin, you're going to have Will Smith, you're going to have all those guys, but you got to have guys that are glue guys that just know how to play the game, and again, that's why he pops. That's why he pops.
Yep.
So I was talking to you before the show. It's interesting to me because the Ducks are number one in the division, the Pacific, and they have a guy named I think it's Leo, right? Leo Carlson.
Yeah,
it was really good, and Macklin really good. And I thought, you know what? I wonder if we're going to get Ryan Getzlaf, Joe Thornton 2.0, where it's like these guys are both really good, lead their teams, and we're going to get some like Ducks Sharks playoffs at some point, because like the old days. I know I haven't seen Carlson as much as I used to see. I used to watch the Ducks a little bit, so Getzlaf, Perry, all those guys. But I haven't seen Carlson as much. But I know he's good just by you look at the points and then you look at the record and all that. And I thought, wow, we might end up getting Sharks Ducks 2.0 with these two young guys kind of leading the way for their respective teams.
Yeah. Leo Carlson was drafted a year before Macklin Celebrini. So the Connor Bedard draft, Connor was number one, outright number one. But I tell you right now, when they came out to the Ducks getting the number 2 spot, they were not disappointed. In fact, I think it took pressure off of them to pick Bedard. Not that they really liked Leo Carlson. And you talk to anybody with the Ducks organization, they will tell you how much they were looking at Carlson as much as they were looking at Bedard. And they get Leo Carlson. They have done a great job with Leo as far as, again, like the Sharks, trying to make sure he develops, not just here, go.
Yeah.
They've done a very good job there. They've done, Brett Hedican, Jimmy Johnson, 2 guys in their development as development coaches. 2 guys have ties to the San Jose Sharks. They've worked with them. They've got great development process, just like the Sharks. They are a team that, look where they are right now. I think as of today, they're number 1 in the Pacific. They were ahead of the Sharks as far as where they are going up the scale and trying to get back to being a contender in the National Hockey League. They've got a good surrounding cast, but they served notice this year when they hired Joel Quenneville that we're not rebuilding anymore. Now we're making our push. And the Sharks are going to be, I think they're going to have those clashes as the future unfolds before us. And it's definitely going to be Macklin against Leo. Now it's different. It's different. It's not like the old days where you went face to face with the guy and Joe Thornton dropping the gloves with Getzlaf before game 6, I think it was.
That was amazing.
Yeah,
that was absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And so you don't get that anymore, but you do get 2 guys who they're just special in the way that they approach the game. I mean, everybody, as well as I do, better than I do, that you professional athletes, you have a different wiring up there. When it comes to game time, when it comes to anything competitive, it's I'm winning this friggin' thing. Yeah. And Macklin is like that. I don't know Leo Carlson, but watching him play and watching him compete and watching him as much as I watch hockey in the world every day, that he is that same type of person, that same type of character. That he has got drive. I don't think, and you can correct me if you think I'm wrong, but I don't think great is I don't think you're born great. I think you become good. You become even really good, elite. But the truly great players, they grow that. They build that. They do that because they've got that internal drive and ambition, and it's like, okay, how do I get to that next point? How do I become that good? How do I get my name on the cup? I don't care about my name on the. I don't want to collect my trophy in a nice suit on stage. I want to collect my trophy when I'm hurt and sweaty and exhausted, but over the moon because me and my teammates, we did this together. That I think determines if you're.
Well, great. I think that I don't know what the percentages are, Drew, but I think some of it you are born with. Like some of it just how you're wired.
Yeah.
I mean, are you going to work? Do you want it? Are you going to get out there and put the effort? Like I wish I was one of those guys. I loved playing. I didn't always love the work that went along with it. I mean, it would have been nice. It would have been nice to appreciate the work a little bit more. And some guys just have that drive. And then some guys have, different athletic ability than other guys. They just, no matter how much you work, you're not going to get like, I could work my ass off all I wanted to. I was never going to be like Jordan. I was thinking, hey, I keep working. I got the vertical up and my quickness is there. I'm almost there. I'm about to wear 23. You guys are gonna go, that's the white Jordan. No, that was never gonna happen, like ever and ever in a million years. So I think it's a combination of factors. But I mean, whatever it is, and I think if you asked Macklin, he would say, yeah, a lot of it was probably you're born with that, but then you grew up in an athletic family. Your dad played. Your mom, I think his mom was an athlete as well, if I'm not mistaken. And Rick had that drive, and Rick drove them, and then he absorbed it, and he accepted it, and then he has it now. Like, you watch him now at 19, he's a very serious hockey player. Like, he's having fun out there, but like, there's a difference. And I can tell the difference, Drew, when I watch him and Will Smith play. Will Smith is out there and he's having fun. They're both having fun, but you can tell there's a little bit more of an edge to Macklin. There's a little bit more of a seriousness to Macklin. And that's not a knock against Will. It's just, that's who you are. That's how you're wired. That's how Macklin is wired. You watch him play and you're like, this dude's fucking serious about what he's doing out there.
It's a unique combination, the two of them. They so much remind me of Joe Thornton and Patty Marleau.
Patty Marleau, yep.
Because Patty was even keel, and he had to be, because when he came in the league, Daryl Sutter was his coach, and it was hard. He was 17 coming into the league, but he was around Vincent Damphus and Tony Granato and Gary Suter and some veteran players, and helped him just be this guy, because working for Daryl the first couple of years is pretty hard when you're a young player, because Daryl's notoriously tough on young players. So he was more even keel. Joe was in your face. If you listen to everybody talk about Joe Thornton's retirement, he was not an easy guy to play with. So I think Macklin is balanced out by Will, and Will is balanced out by Macklin. One guy brings the other guy, helps bring the other guy's intensity up, and the other guy looks lower. The other guy's just okay, take it easy. Together, they're fantastic. Together, they bring each other. I don't think Macklin can be Macklin without Will, and Will can't be Will without Macklin. And their relationship is so great. It's so much fun to watch. They make me
Will you
laugh.
tell me the times they're in the offices just screwing her?
They do it. They do it still now. They're still doing it now.
That's hilarious.
It's not soccer anymore. It's football now.
Oh, it's football.
Now they're throwing the ball around. And
my gosh.
If you watch Will throw the ball, Will was one of those natural athletes.
Okay.
Yeah, and is a guy who his coaches wanted him to play varsity football, and they wanted him to play varsity baseball, and he was a hockey player. He's one of those guys. But the two of them together are fantastic. But yeah, Macklin is very serious about his craft. And that's something that when you watch him play gives you, and you see how he prepares and how he's working and working and working. You think, is there a ceiling for this guy? Like, what is this guy's limit? How good is he going to be? At 19, he's right now one of the best players in the National Hockey League.
Yeah.
Period.
It's wild.
And where's he going to be at 24? I can't wait to see it. Cannot wait to see it.
And you know what? I really think that helps both of them out.
Yeah.
I think they're both super serious. You may burn too hot at that point. And then if both of them are goofing around, you're not serious enough to really win and all that kind of stuff. So it seems to be a really nice,
great,
connection. It's like, don't they have the picture of those two guys as stepbrothers? I know they had one of Steph Curry.
It's a t-shirt. It's his t-shirt. We can go get it.
I thought I saw one of those. That's just beautiful. But you got to have a different combination. But you do have to have the guy that when it's time to be serious and get focused and hey, it's time to lock in and do what we're doing and focus on what we're doing here. Boy, for Macklin to have that at such a young age is you just don't see that. Most guys that make it, they're happy they made it to the big leagues. They're gonna have some fun with it, enjoy. I got a couple years to get to where I'm going and really get serious about the game. For a guy that age, was he 19 still, I believe.
19, won't be till 20.
Yeah, to be that serious and focused and know what he wants and knows how to get there, knows how he wants to try and get there.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't ask for much more than that for your face of a franchise.
No, absolutely, and so much maturity is not the word. Discipline is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Discipline in his game, and when Will and he are Will's injured right now, right? But they're on the ice first. They are pushing each other to be better. They're a tandem that you're definitely looking at. Then you throw Askarov in there, you throw Graf in there, Cherney
Yep.
in there, Mukamadula, and you start looking
Yep.
and going, okay, Macklin's going to be pulling the rope, but there's a lot of guys who are right there behind him.
No, it's fun. It's fun to watch him play.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea on Smith? How I know it's an upper body injury. Yeah.
Hockey is
Fucking hockey. What is up with hockey? Like, it's a CIA with hockey. They never tell
overall
anybody anything with hockey.
no, it's overall body service. That's it.
I mean, I get why they do that, right? Like, you're gonna target it if they tell you exactly what's hurting. But goddamn, the NFL has to tell you what's hurting. I mean, it's not like they're not targeting stuff. The NHL's like, hey, I guarantee you, if the NFL didn't have to do it, they wouldn't do it. So the NHL's saying, if we don't have to do it, we're not going to do it.
I like the fact is when his coaches ask, well, why is he out? And he goes, because that's the decision I made. That's it. I just say, none of your business. Period. End of discussion.
Oh my God! All right, before we get to,
here's one thing though. It's funny with reporters, with hockey reporters. They're so interested in who's not playing. Like, it's one of the most amazing. It doesn't matter what city you're in. It doesn't matter what team you're watching or playing against. That's the biggest topic of conversation is so and so is not playing. Okay.
All right, let's before I wanted to get into I want to talk about uniforms for a second. But before we do, since you just played the Penguins.
Yeah.
Does Sidney Crosby look like rejuvenated, or is he just I don't know. It seems like he's better than he's been the last few years. Like, it's like, good Lord, I thought he was getting ready to retire at some point soon. It doesn't look like that anymore. I mean, talk about his rejuvenation a little bit.
I think he's rejuvenated by the shot to go to the Olympics again.
Okay.
But he's also trying to win again. Sidney doesn't know any other way but winning. And the team has been struggling for the last little while. Yeah. They had that one of most consecutive playoff appearances, won the cup, of course, against the Sharks, and then next year. And he's a guy who's so driven. Tommy, he might be the classiest, nicest guy you've ever met in your life. He's such a good person. We were in Dallas just this last road trip, and they came to they played, and they were in Dallas because we were playing on Friday, they were playing on Sunday. And come in after the morning skate, and he's in the lobby of the hotel. He and Chris Letang, they got the day off, so they got to go Christmas shopping, of course. And I've had many chances to talk to Sidney Crosby, and he gets up, starts walking over. We start talking, and he starts talking about Macklin right away. How's because they played together in the World Champions. How's Macklin? I say, just fantastic. And Sid starts talking about how great of a player and his engine and stuff that we just talked about. And then Macklin and Will come in from the bus from the morning skate. And so, I get brushed to the side, of course, and I should. And he and Letang, I took a little selfie, just a little photo of Macklin and Will and Chris Letang and Sidney Crosby standing there talking for about probably 15 minutes, just talking, right?
Yeah.
And Macklin and Will walk away, and there's a little bit more bounce in their step, right? Yeah. And it's just, Sidney is such a total professional. But the great thing about Sidney Crosby is that his drive, and I don't think he's broken it yet. Maybe he has the Mario, because he's chasing Mario Lemieux's most points as a Pittsburgh Penguin, which is amazing, right? When he gets asked about breaking this record, he will start talking about Mario. He won't talk about himself. He's like Macklin that way, or Macklin's like he is. Is that he won't talk about anything but what Mario meant to the Pittsburgh Penguins and what his teammates are doing and what they're doing. That's who he is. But his drive is that's another guy with that internal drive. He's trying to get the Penguins back. He's near the end of his career. He knows he doesn't have a heck of a lot of more time left as a professional in the National Hockey League. Although I put him on my team, I don't care if he was 50 years old because of the person he is. And he's pushing to help lead the team back to the playoffs. And also, like I said, the Olympics means a lot to him. Playing for Canada, he scored the golden goal and he wants to do it again.
Yeah. There you go, right there. Mario Lemieux, Sidney Crosby, Malkin.
Yeah,
that's some pretty good names right there.
Not bad, eh?
That's some pretty good names right there. So he's got what? Dang! Oh, he's 2 points.
Yeah.
He's 2 points behind Mario.
Yeah, he would have been.
Look at the games played, though. Look at Mario's games played. Yeah, well, it's insane.
Sid missed a couple seasons because of the concussion problem he had. He had previous injuries. He's had some major injuries, Sid. But Mario, with the games played and the points,
915. He's got 400 games fewer than Sidney Crosby, and still one more point. Like, for those that go to YouTube. That's what YouTube's for, to watch old time greats and see them do their thing. I mean, I don't know if you'll get the full. I don't know if you're gonna get the full appreciation for it, because you need to watch him over a career, over a season. Mario Lemieux not only was he obviously incredible, but at the size he was to do the things he did. Like, he did the things, I won't say it was just like Gretzky. It was different. But I mean, to put up like comparable numbers and do that stuff and be a house, he still is a house, unless he shrunk recently. Drew, to watch him do that kind of thing, you were like, Gretzky's on another planet. We all get that. But Lemieux, I was like, God, how does a guy that big do what he does?
Right there. Like, because you look at the production that Mario brought, the championships that he won, the way he played, the skill at which he had, and the size of him, and the amount of games versus points versus games, it's incredible. So when we start talking about the greatest players of all time, which I always think is so hard to do when you go through decades and decades. Yeah, but if you don't have Mario Lemieux after saying Gretzky, I'm going to have an argument with you.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Yeah. But don't tell Gordie Howe that. He would have fought you. He'd have fought you. He'd have said, what?
Gordy would have told me that Mark and Marty was, but Mark was another.
I'm going to jump around a little bit because I wanted to get to, we were talking about uniforms before the show, which frustrates me doing the Warrior games. But anyway, I just thought of this. I'm going way back to what we talked about at the beginning of the show. Yeah. We talked about Macklin throwing, I mean, it wasn't a fight, but he said, let's go to Witherspoon. The one guy I remember, like the best player that would fight, that would actively like engage and try to like say, okay, let's go, was, now you correct me if I'm wrong on this one. And this is the play right here. Will Smith gets put into the board by Witherspoon. That was, see, Eklund kind of comes in there to kind of back him up, but Macklin's like, oh, really? Okay. Let's go. You just took my boy out. We're in a Step Brothers poster together, you son of a bitch. let's do it. So I wanted to know who the best players were that were also fighters that would get in there. Because most guys, look, they don't fight, and you don't want them to fight. You don't want your best players out there scrapping, because it's like, bro, we kind of need you. Like, we got other guys that can handle that. Yeah. But a guy that played for the Sharks that was really good, that would get in there and fight, Jeremy Roenick. Jeremy Roenick was a guy that was like, let's go. He didn't care. He's like, okay. And he was like one of the best hockey players. Owen, exactly. Who are the guys you think of, like, in your time covering hockey and watching hockey? I mean, Gordie Howe's number one. Let's take him out of the picture. Yeah. He's a top 5 player probably ever. And he was maybe a top 5 fighter ever. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how he stacks up against Probert and those guys, Ty Domi, but he would have been, he would have probably held his own because he's so damn feisty. Who are the best players who were also would get in there and drop the gloves with you?
That's a good question, because a lot of guys, because back in those days, you would have a guy who would be your guy.
Exactly.
Nowadays it's Tom Wilson to me. Tom Wilson from the Capitals, who used to be he would just wreck guys, but we're getting suspended all the time. I think he lost over $1 million and fines and suspensions. Now he's leading the Capitals in points. He's going to be an Olympic team for Team Canada. He should be big, strong guy who can still throw him and go, and now is a skilled player. Back in the day, like Owen and JRB1, I always thought Scott Thornton was a very productive player.
Thornton.
He was and was tough. And
that's right.
Again, one of the nicest guys in the world. Back in the day, when I'm starting to think of guys that could do that and did that. Oh boy, that's a great question. You had those Detroit teams, but they had the skill, but then they didn't have like Joey Kosher and
Kosher. I forgot about him. Yeah,
Kosher wasn't a goal scorer, but you look at the goal he scored in the playoffs, in the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's a great play. McCartney being another one. It was all more mainly tough guys. So I kind of think of some more middletweight guys like Brendan Shanahan was tough and could score.
Yeah,
Claude Lemieux was a dirty.
He was dirty. Was he more dirty than tough?
Yes.
Or was he both?
But he was also very productive, and you knew
he was really productive. Yeah.
But he was dirty. Then I keep going back and thinking about in the older days, it was you had the brutes, you had those, you had Dave Schultz, you had the Broad Street Bullies.
Yeah.
But you didn't have one of the toughest, best hockey players I've ever seen, and a guy that you did not mess with. This is going back a ways. Former Sharks assistant coach Larry Robinson. Robinson.
Yeah, I would have thought of him.
Huge, was one of the best players, listed as one of the best 100 players ever in the history of the National Hockey League. But nobody messed with Larry, and when you saw Larry fight, you understood why.
Really?
Larry would be one of those guys who would be up top of my list of going, do not mess with him. Period. So he'd be the guy I might even throw up to the top right now when you look at guys that were all around tough, but also Hall of Fame, one of the greatest players ever type guys.
Yeah. Is it a good thing that we've gotten rid of the good Lord? Drew, I got to read this question for you. In fact, I owe you $20 because donating $20 is shine. It's I think goes to us, but I got to give it to you. He's asking you a question. Do you stay in touch with Kevin Constantine, and can you do a game wearing blue coat that the SAP employees wear? And good Lord, I guess for $20 we're going to give you your 3 questions. And when is a Shark blimp returning to SAP to drop shirts on the crowd? We love you, Drew. So that's 3. Constantine, blue coat. And when's the blimp returning?
I haven't kept in touch with Kevin for a long, long time.
Okay.
We didn't part in the most amicable of ways.
Okay.
That was one. I still think he's coaching somewhere. He's a gypsy of the coach. He ran into some problems in the Western Hockey League with a problem in the dressing room in his last job, and then he was summarily released. The blue coat. I'm wearing a version of it in the next game I do, which is against Dallas Stars, but not as bright and blue. I did do the SJ. I did do the shark bite thing that when I was a blue coat. That was one of the features we did.
Yeah.
Where I was a blue coat, and the greatest part about that is I'm taking people's tickets as they're coming in. And Neil Young, who used to be a season ticket holder, Neil Young walks in and he hands me the ticket back when you took tickets. And I went, "Thank you, Mr. Young." And he looks at me and goes, "What?" And then he just walked away. He didn't say anything. He just went, and then he walked away, which was so cool. Did you
yell at him? Hey, keep on rocking in the free world.
No, I didn't do that. Here's an add-on
probably
to
a good thing.
I later on saw Neil Young going up in an elevator before a game, and he's got a jersey from Mark Smith. Mark Smith, who's signed. Mark Smith was a very good musician as well. And I said, "Oh, you got a jersey there?" I'm going up to the broadcast booth. He goes, "Yeah, this is one of the coolest things I've ever got." And I went, "What? You're Neil friggin' Young. How can the Sharks Mark Smith jersey be one of the coolest things you've ever got?" And the shark blimp.
Okay.
I don't know if it's ever returning. The funniest part about the shark blimp, it was one of the first games at, it was called Air Shark. Okay. And one of the first games we ever had. And they literally introduced it. ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Air Shark, and boom, here it comes out, right? And it keeps going around and around and around, and I can't remember our public address announcer at that time. I can't remember his name, but he had a great voice. And every like 30 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it once more for Air Shark. And it kept going and going and going. And before he goes, ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Air Shark. Randy and I, every once in a while, when we see the blimps in other arenas, we will say that to each other. Like we rehash jokes for 35 years. Randy and I go, ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Air Shark.
My favorite blimp story, and it's not even really a blimp story. We were calling a game against the Mavericks. I think it was a playoff game. And in Dallas, so Tim Roy, my partner, doing Warriors Radio, you are so high in Dallas calling a game. We were fucking above the blimp. Like the blimp circling, and we're above the blimp calling the game. I'm like, I go, look, you have to forgive me if I miss a few things. Okay. It's like we're above the blimp looking down, trying to see what the hell's going on.
Not only that, you're in Dallas, you're far away too.
Yes.
Sometimes to be over top is fine.
Yep.
But in Dallas and Jersey, you are so far away and up high, you're wondering, like, the game's a rumor sometimes.
Now, do you do it from ice on the road as well?
No, I'm upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ice, you forget how fast it is. I told you the story about Jeff Norton.
It is fast.
Pretty freaking easy from up there, Drew? And it is always upstairs. You see everything, right? So easy. And I look, you sound so smart because you don't miss it. That's why I was so mad at myself last game when I missed stop touching the puck because I missed it from the ice level.
Yeah.
And Randy got it, and he sounded smarter than me, and that always pisses me off.
I bet it does.
So when but I've gotten better with the ice stuff. The great thing is, and again from being there, chirping back and forth. What's said to the refs, what the refs say back, what the teams are saying to each other, how the coaches are acting. That vibe, and you forget that vibe when you get upstairs after a while. That is the stuff that you go, I don't like being down here. But then
you're absolutely right.
There's nothing like it. Nothing like it.
Okay, let me ask you this about the unis, because I told Tim, and I told him this a few years ago. I go, when can we ever? We're not getting back. It's a rhetorical question. But I go, can we ever just get back to white uniforms at home and dark on the road? Can we just do that, please? Can we just make it easy so when I turn on the TV, I know who's at home and I know who's on the road? I mean, can we just say home and road uniforms? It's not their inspiration uniforms, or it's not their, hey, I'm mowing the backyard uniforms, or it's not, hey, I'm hungry uniforms. Well, I mean, like literally whatever they call it. They just make up names for these uniforms. Like they can't just say home and road because there is no more home and road. You don't even know what home and road is anymore. They wear dark at home, white on the road. It's just like, And I understand. I get the whole marketing thing. They want to keep pushing uniforms out there, and then next year they'll have more uniforms. So I get all that. Yeah. I get why they have patches on the uniforms because I think the Warriors is Rakuten. I get it. I mean, I understand the whole marketing thing. Yeah. But good night. Can't we just, if we're gonna have like 4 uniforms, can't we have 2 light color ones that they wear at home and 2 darker color ones they wear on the road? Do we need to I don't know how the Sharks do it. I don't know if hockey still does only because I think wasn't hockey used to be dark at home and light on the road? Is that what it is? It's still that.
Still is now. Still is now.
Okay, good. Yeah. Now, do they have? How many uniforms do the Sharks have this year?
3, I think. 3 or 4. 4. No, because we got the 4 because we got the black, got the teal, got the white, got the black, and then they've got the retro jerseys from on alumni nights. Yeah. And by the way, damn cloud right there. I'm not very happy with it either. Just so you know.
Yeah, I'm yelling at him all the time. I'm yelling at him all the time. I yell into the void. I yell into the abyss. yell into my trash can. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say.
But you said it all. It's certainly it's a marketing thing, and that's teams have picked up on that revenue stream. The one thing like we were talking about, the one thing I do love with the Sharks uniforms, they've always popped. From the first time that teal came out, that logo, it's always popped. It's always been a great looking jersey that has endured over time. There are some out there, I'm not going to mention who, but there are some out there whose colors I'm not a fan of.
The Ducks suck. The Ducks look like traffic cones with skates, is what they look like. And the Ducks have a good, like, they could make it work.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind orange as a color per se. The Giants make the color work. I mean, orange and black.
Certainly do.
The Ducks aren't orange and black, but it doesn't have to be all orange. It doesn't have to be orange pants, orange helmet, orange. Like, it's like, I mean, I like orange. That's too much orange. That's too much orange. Like, it's too much. Like, please. That's just so. I just, when I watched them play the first time, I was like, holy God. I go, what are these guys doing? I kept thinking of HR Puffin stuff. Oranges. Who cares? There ain't no rhyme for oranges. I'm trying to think. Like, the Sharks uniforms that I like, the ones this year, I'm trying to pop them up right here that I thought were really cool. And I'll show. Were the like these ones to me are I like the white with the old teal, like those.
And the teal helmet.
Like
the teal helmet.
Yes, the teal helmet.
Yeah.
I don't like black uniforms. Are like 20 years ago to me. Like, everybody wants to have black uniforms because they I'm sure they sell. Everybody thinks they look tough. They get their black uniform on and everything. So, but I'm just tired of the black. Every team has a black uniform. I'm tired of the black uniforms. And just please give me some colors.
But that's why with Anaheim they went orange, because orange is the new black. I'm sorry. I said As soon as I started
shots for that one.
I'm not myself on that one. Sorry. That's a dad thing, man.
All right, before I let you go, give us a little thumbnail sketch on the Stars as they come in. I think they're second in their division. And by the way, to circle back to where we were, the Ducks are second in their division only because they've played 2 more games.
Yeah.
So they're 2 games up, and I think the Stars are second behind Colorado. Colorado's the best team.
Who've lost 2 regular season games to this point. Two and they've got 7 overtime losses. And they've got 7 overtime losses, which I don't know how the hell that happened. But anyway,
no, they're rolling. Give us a little thumbnail sketch on the Ducks. I mean, on the Stars.
They got Matt Duchene back. They've got Thomas Harley back. So one guy in forward, one guy in defense. They've got a ton of balance, a ton of depth. They are built for a playoff run. They've got one of the best goalies in the league, except when he plays the Edmonton Oilers in the playoffs, where he couldn't stop a beach ball. You've got a defense that are big and strong and move the puck out of their zone real quick. They're a physical team. They own the middle of the ice. They are, as I said, they've got one of the best players in the world in Rantanen, and they've got Nick Robertson, a California boy who can score goals like nobody else's business. This is a very tough team. This is going to be the Sharks didn't give the best performance or the best opposition on this latest road trip against the Stars tonight. I think they'll be better. But if you got a chance of winning this game, my keys tonight are check, and middle of the ice, both neutral zone and the middle corridor. If you do a good job there, you got a chance.
It's interesting. So last year was kind of an interesting one for Rantanen, right? He gets traded to Carolina, and then they end up trading him to Dallas. And there was stories out that he might not stay. And then all of a sudden, he has a really good playoffs last year, and he's a really good player. Yeah. The shocking thing to me, Drew, was like, God dang, Colorado let him go, and they're better. Yeah, they're better this year than they have been. They just. I may have watched one Avalanche game this year, but I looked at the stats. I was like, wait a minute. They only got 2 losses. That's it. 2 regulation losses all year long. Just real quick. I know we're talking Sharks and everything, but I like bouncing around the league a little bit. What makes them so good besides McKinnon and Makar? I mean, obviously that's a good starting point.
Good start. But they got solid goaltending in Mackenzie Blackwood and Scott Wedgwood. They've got a very good. They're like the Dallas Stars. They've got depth on their defensive core, even though Makar and McKinnon take over games. Marty Natchez, who came over in that trade to the Avalanche, has fit in beautifully. They are a team that plays extremely fast, and Tommy, when they're moving, they are hard to contain, and they play a straight ahead attack game that once they get the puck, bang, all 5 guys are going. They're so connected in every zone. 5 guys, 5 guys, 5 guys. They're hard to get through the neutral zone on. They're hard to get to the front of the net on. And when you get to the front of the net, you've got what they call the lumberyard goaltending, which is Wedgwood and Blackwood. And they're big. They make stops. They're just a very well-coached, well-executing team. And they are the interesting thing. Brent Burns is there now. We talked to Brent Burns, and he said, it is business-like in here. It is business-like. There's a standard. They have a culture. McKinnon sets that culture. They have a standard that you have to play to, and if you're not, you're going to hear about it.
Drew, have a great call tonight. Hopefully we can do it again. Hopefully we can do it again in a couple of weeks. Always good catching up with you, and have a Merry Christmas. What's the Sharks travel schedule like around Christmas? You get to you get to be at home.
Yeah, I played we head to Vegas, which is lovely at Christmas, as you know.
I love Vegas at Christmas. Yeah, Nothing says Christmas like Vegas.
Yeah, because Randy mentioned it on the air the other day that the slot machines, red and green, just that's so lovely taking your money. So we play them on the 23rd, got a couple of days off, then we head to Vancouver on the 27th and play them, and then we're back at it. So
I'll give you a before we go, the story around the holidays. So it was Christmas time, and we're playing the Jazz we're playing the Jazz on the 26th, I think it was, or maybe it's the 27th. I'm not sure. So he wanted to give us an extra day with our families and stuff like that, and then fly to Utah. I think we might have flown to Utah on the day of the game, although I'm not sure league rules would let us do that. Maybe we flew later in the night.
Later on the 26th.
Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. Yeah. Whatever it was, it didn't work. So Nelly was trying to be nice, spend some more time with your family, whatever. If I can go there, we're down like 25 at half. And Nelly comes in at halftime, and he has stat sheet in his hand, and he just looks at it and goes, "You motherfuckers." He goes, "I try to give you fucking guys some more time with your family, and this is what you do? Come out and lay a fucking egg?" He goes, "Good luck having me do that again. Now go out there and fucking play."
Yeah, you can never be too nice as a coach. You can't.
I was like, "Oops."
Keep the routine. Sorry, coach.
I was like, "Oh, damn, man. We should have
many days off after that."
To be fair, every time we went to Utah, it seemed like we were down 25 minutes into the game. I got to look up at the score thing, and like Stockton have 7 assists. I'm like, how's that possible? They only have 5 buckets. How do they give him 7 assists? They're cheating here some way. Carl Malone would have 15. Bobby Hansen would have a couple threes. Be like, oh man, they would crush us in Utah. But that was a bummer because he was like trying to be nice, giving us some extra time with the family, and then we go out there and just get absolutely rolled. I was like, ooh, that didn't go as planned, did it?
Tell me that growing up you didn't take advantage of the nice teacher. Come on.
Oh, of course.
Of course you did.
But Nelly wasn't the nice teacher.
Yeah.
He happened to be nice for like just small moment of time. Exactly. And then whoop, that changed. It was like, nope. It was like the happy face, and then he just went like this. Then the coach face, mad face came back on. I was like, oh shit, man. If we could have kept it within 10, that would have been better. Oh my God. So have a great call tonight. Have a Merry Christmas, and maybe we'll talk to you. Maybe the week of the 1st. We'll get a check in and talk a little Sharks hockey.
Works for me, buddy.
Love you, buddy.
Love you too.
See you, Drew.
You bet.
Oh man, he is. I really do love talking to him. That's one of my favorite parts about doing this is that I get to just talk to everybody who I talk with on the radio, and it doesn't matter like what people in management say, because guess what? I am management. If I want to talk to him, I talk to him. That's simple. And I love talking to Drew. I love Drew. He's the best, and it's fun talking Sharks hockey. So hopefully, if you don't get any Sharks hockey on the local airwaves, which you won't, I always know where to find it. Every couple weeks, and I'll mention him, especially as we get closer to the playoffs. We'll have Drew on maybe once a week as we start getting closer to the playoffs, and then in the playoffs and stuff like that. Yeah, I am. I absolutely am. And so, anyway, 2:30. What time is it? It's about time to go get Mila. It's my day to go pick her up. So again, I mentioned, and then Friday tomorrow. So tomorrow, I think what we're gonna do tomorrow is Patrick Bailey, San Francisco Giants catcher. If you don't know, which you probably do, will join us at 1. Then we'll have Dennis on. We won't have Bob on until Dr. Bob maybe next week. We'll get to some bowl games. Said he's been a little under the weather, kind of fighting it. So we'll see if we get him on hopefully in the next week or so. And then Steve Kerr will join us at 5. So we'll conclude our mega week. Seems like a big week. Seems like we have had a lot of really good guests this week. It's been a lot of fun this week. So tomorrow, Patrick Bailey 1, probably followed by Dennis. I think Dennis is going to be after. We'll get a little handicapping for you. And then Steve Kerr 5. So we'll do that. We'll come out here, put the lights on. The lights are on, but they don't really pop. It's too light out here. So they're just kind of for me, my own personal consumption. Sit in here, enjoy the Christmas lights. And then also tomorrow, we're going to start doing a weekly recap. And like, if you guys want to, in the comments, if you found something interesting this week that you think you want to hear me talk about, funny story, maybe a story that wasn't widely covered that you find interesting, anything at all that could be world of sports, maybe not, maybe tangential to the world of sports, maybe just something that's kind of funny that you'd like to get my take on, throw it in there. You know, we'll sift through it. By will, I mean Daniel and Maxwell. They'll sift through it and see if anything's jumps out at them. We got like 4 or 5 things we're going to throw out there. We're going to try to do a weekly recap each week, like things we didn't get to, big stories we didn't, not even big stories, just things that I find interesting. Wade Wilson, coach of the NC State Wolfpack, ripped his team. I thought that was kind of interesting, just what he said, and kind of funny. And it reminded me of Tommy Lasorda, and it reminded me of Dan Hawkins, former coach of the Colorado Buffaloes and UC Davis Aggies, when he was talking about Big 12 football. So we might have some sound for you. Diego Pavia and his act after the Heisman. We'll talk a little bit about that. We may talk about the football game between the Rams and the Seahawks tonight. May have some funny stories for you, like we used to do on the radio show, and try to get it. I just felt like I wanted to do something that was more than just interviewing. I love interviewing. I love these people. These are my friends, and I love talking with them. But I felt like sometimes I just want to do something for half an hour, 45 minutes, and we'll do that on Fridays. So it'll be the weekly recap. We'll have a great little graphic. I don't know if we're going to have a great graphic or not. I have no idea what we're going to have. I just know we're going to have a weekly recap. So, because I wanted to, there was stuff that I wanted to get to that I never got a chance to get to. Now I'm going to have a chance to get to. So next week will probably be Monday, Friday. Monday for sure. Me, Bergie, Brent Jones. And then probably Friday, we may have a guest for you after Christmas. Still kind of working that out. Somebody I'm like trying to coordinate with if he's going to be available. I think he might be, but it's between Christmas and New Year's, so I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. Anyway, all right, everybody enjoy the Sharks game tonight. Enjoy the Warriors game tonight. Warriors take on the Suns. And with Steve tomorrow, I'll ask him if he's got any interesting emails lately. Good Lord. So we got Warriors tonight. We got Sharks. We got Rams, Seahawks. Got a big sporting night. Nice. Looking forward to that. But right now, it's time to go get Camila. If I don't get Camila, I'm probably not going to watch all that. I'll be in the doghouse, so I won't get to watch any of it. And then I'll have nothing to offer for you guys tomorrow. Everybody have a great day. Enjoy yourselves. And if you're over at Fieldwork, boom, grab yourself. I think they have those. They definitely have these at the tank. I got one of these at the tank. So pick yourself up a Pilsner, a Toffoli Time Pilsner, brought to you by Fieldwork. Got the Tyler Toffoli autograph right there. It's a really, really cool can. And the back of it is what I was featuring during the show. Got the shark logo. Nice. Fieldwork. Really, really good. And it's a nice, crisp Pilsner. This is a big boy, though. Like, you crack this thing open, you got some work to do. I don't know how many ounces. It's like a 17 ouncer. 19 ounces. Oh, good Lord. That's a big one. Well, it's noon somewhere. See ya.
And remember this, Tommy T. Cash and tickets is what it's all about.